Okay, it is Thursday, July 8th, 7:22 p.m., heading home, already in the car, already moving, still in the parking garage. I am Midwest Guru, and this podcast is me thinking out loud. I guarantee you there are no facts in here. If you think you hear something that sounds like a fact, I promise you it has not been vetted or probably even thoroughly thought through. It's an opinion, pure and simple. Okay. Marxism. According to Marxism, everybody is either oppressor or oppressed. There is nobody who does not fall into one of those two categories. So if you have not been oppressed, then you are an oppressor. That's it. You have to be in one of those two groups. Oppressors versus oppressed is what Marxism is all about. Critical theory tries to take the law and divide it up this way: laws that oppress and laws that don't oppress. And says that there are laws that oppress, or that the law is meant to oppress, depending. Yeah, right. But critical race theory says that the dividing line between oppressor and oppressed is based upon race. White people are oppressors. Doesn't matter what country. Doesn't matter if white people are a majority or even non-existent. White people are the oppressors, and everybody else is the oppressed. Unless, of course, you're talking about education and the person happens to be Asian, and then they're an oppressor also. And then they try to say, "Oh, we're not talking about the color of your skin. Whiteness is a thing you own, and whiteness is inherently racist, and whiteness is oppressive." And who do these people think they're fooling? I mean, when you hear the term whiteness, do you think of Asians? Do you think of Mexicans? Do you think of Africans? No. When you hear whiteness, you think of Europeans, white people. The term specifically points to people whose skin is white. It is based on the color of skin. They believe, and because of that, they're trying to bring back segregation. They're trying to separate the white oppressors from the rest of everybody else, from everybody else. Which is ridiculous. We fought long and hard to fix the flaws of this country, to make it conform to the ideals set forth in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. We spent years fighting to make it work. We were finally starting to make some headway, and they pulled this shit out of the ground. They're trying to tell us we're oppressed and oppressors based on the color of our skin and nothing else. That's some regressive bullshit right there. Anyway, they want to divide us. And the whole point of dividing us up like that is to destroy the existing system so that they can create a new system. They don't care if the current system works. They want it destroyed. And they're using any excuse that can convince people to destroy it. I mean, how insulting that is that to tell somebody that to tell a black man that not only has he been held down all his life, but he can never get ahead because he's going to be held down his whole life. And what do they think a white kid is going to do if he's told his whole life that he's evil? You think he's going to grow up to be a saint? No, he'll believe you. He'll believe he's evil, and he'll grow up to be evil. These people just don't think things through. Or maybe they do and they just don't care. Like I said, they're trying to tear down the system. If they destroy a few million people in the process, what do they care? And I'm not talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. The organization that calls itself Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter Inc., or BLM Inc., has nothing at all to do with the actual movement trying to help black people. Nothing. They are trained Marxists. They are using the movement to help black people in order to they're co-opting it to convince everybody of their ideas, that they know what's wrong, that this problem is not a few bad cops, which it is. That is the problem, a few bad cops. They're trying to convince everybody that the problem is the system itself, and therefore the system itself must be destroyed. And the anarchists that call themselves Antifa have jumped on the bandwagon. They're using it as cover to try and actually kill police officers and destroy government buildings. I hate Marxists. I detest them with a passion. Let me correct that. I detest Marxism. Most Marxists just haven't thought things through. They haven't looked at facts. They haven't thought out the results of their action or the logical conclusion of their policies. A lot of them are good people who have just been tricked. Marxism is what I hate. I'm not saying socialism is bad. I'm saying socialism can't work at a large scale. In order for socialism to work, everybody in the system has to know that they can be held accountable by everybody else in the system. In other words, in order for socialism to work at a national level, you have to be able to go to another town, buy some groceries, and the guy bagging your groceries has to know who you are, what you're doing, and what you're supposed to be doing so that he can hold you accountable. But that can't happen at anything larger than a village. You get up to town size and you need some sort of authority. And that's why socialism almost inevitably becomes communism. And communism always has authoritarians running it. And we don't want authoritarians running our country. That's why socialism won't work at a national level. It's because we don't want authoritarians running us. Now, most people wouldn't care, as long as they get to live their lives. But I care. Jeez, I'm tired. Anyway, we need to get rid of Marxism. We need to fight Marxism. Scott Adams had an interesting idea on how to destroy identitarianism. Keep adding more groups. I mean, bald people get discriminated on. When, insist that bald people need a carve-out because they're discriminated against. Fat people need a carve-out because they're discriminated against. Old people need a carve-out because they're discriminated against. Just keep adding groups. Just keep adding identitarian groups until nothing works, until it's an incoherent mess, until everybody falls into one oppressed group or another. Yeah. I think I could do that. Anyway, I'm tired. Didn't use my cane today at all. So it wore me out. And I gotta go back tomorrow. So we'll see. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap up there. It's only 12 minutes, but it's good enough. I'll talk to you later.